Yo, so today we're going through week 5 of my Sunnyshore League, and it is against Kiho, team name Alola Leverkusen. So as you can see, I actually made some changes to my team. Licky was Quagsire, and Archeops was Gramble. I mean, I didn't change the sprite, I just realized now, but yeah, that's not Quagsire. So that's Licky and Archeops over here. And I swapped Quagsire for Licky and Archeops for Gramble. And literally, I only did that for this matchup because ad drops were available after week 3. And I saw Dragapult and I was shitting it. I was like, shit. And I saw Mega Heracross as well. I was shitting it as well. So that's why I picked up Licky and Gramble. So Gramble was basically for like Mega Heracross. And then Licky was for Dragapult. He actually done a decent enough job to check it. But yeah, nonetheless, this is the team. So obviously, yeah, his team is quite scary. Obviously, Dragapult like is that Pokemon in draft where it can like hit everything really hard, kind of very hard to counter. Mega Heracross is quite similar, like just 185 attacks that with a lot of coverage, just hits like everything so hard. So I was shitting it from those two. And then he's got like Zam and Excadrill and I guess like Zapdos for some decent other offense. And a lot of bulk as well with Bronzor, Blissey, Alomomola, Aromatisse and all that. But yeah, nonetheless, so because of him, I dropped Quagsire and Archeops for Licky and Gramble. But I actually ended up not bringing Gramble to this matchup because I later learned that Mega Heracross gets this move called Smart Strike, which is Steel type, 70 BP, and they actually 3-hit KO'd. And Gramble does not have reliable recovery, so I was like, okay, nah, Gramble's not really gonna do a job on this. It's just gonna take one hit, switch out, and then the next time it comes in, it's gonna get 2-hit KO'd. So I was like, forget Gramble. I'll have to find other ways to check it. So yeah, this is how I went. Oh shit. Yeah, so we have let's cross this out. Yeah, so oops. Yeah, so I started off with Licky. So obviously Licky was just for Dragapult. If you look at my previous team, Dragapult destroyed everything. Like, you spec Shadow Ball Coco, you spec Draco or Thunderbolt, Tornadus, Sizzle, Fire Move, Gudra, Dragon Move, Mamoswine not switching at all, Chandador, Shadow Ball, Tangrowth, Fire Move, Slowking, Shadow Ball, Drapion, Dice to Draco, and then obviously Quagsire, Dice to Draco, and especially with Unaware, it doesn't even care about the drop. So it's going to take like neutral damage both times. And Archeops as well, of course, not a check. So Archeops literally blew through everything. That's why I picked up Licky. And yeah, that's what this Licky did. So this Licky, the EVs are specially tailored for Dragapult. So it avoids the 2-hit KO from Choice Specs Draco Meteor. And that is with protecting. So like I take a Draco on switching, then I protect to get some extra recovery, and then I'll be able to take the next one. And it's the same for Banded Dragon Dance. So with that spread, I also live 2 Banded Dragon Dance while using Protect for that extra recovery. So yeah, Licky was quite perfect for that. Like it just about meet the benchmarks. It was so tight, but yeah, very good Licky. And we went with a knockoff. Obviously, as a passive mon, knockoff is like the best move you can run. You've got toxic for like literally everything else, and then of course wish protect for that recovery. Yeah, I mean that's what Licky did. It's just for Dragapult. Some cars are going past, and yeah, I guess it could wish pass as well, but that's not really the main purpose. It's just to take hits from Dragapult. Next up we have Mamoswine. So what Mamoswine did is I mean, primarily it's for Stealth Rocks because right now it's the only Stealth Rocker in my draft, so that's what Mamoswine really came for Stealth Rock. And he has a lot of bulk with that Blissey, Zapdos, Alomomola, Zong, Aromatisse. So I did not want him switching around a lot without being punished for it. So obviously I did need rocks, as you do for like most battles. And yeah, that's what Mamoswine did. And furthermore, it prevents Zapdos from being really annoying because looking at everything else, Zapdos was like very annoying because obviously I didn't have a ground type. I had my only ground type was Mamoswine, and obviously that Quagsire is Gramble. So I could just see like bulky Zapdos being very annoying with like Volt Switch and just taking hits and all that kind of stuff, just getting in free turns and just me not being able to break it. So that's what Mamoswine is there for. It's there as a Volt Switch blocker. It's there to threaten Zapdos. And yeah, I mean generally like yeah, it gives rocks, it helps with Zapdos, and obviously it just like punches holes through his whole team if you just look at the set. For example, Earthquake, that 2-hit heals like most things. You got knockoff for Bronzong, so I don't get hard walled by that. That's very important. And of course, knockoff is a very spammable move that I can use as a middle ground a lot of the time. You know, even if something switches in that like can take it, at least I remove the leftovers or whatever. And Freeze Dry for Alomo Mola because I knew that Fizz Def was coming for this set, so I brought Freeze Dry just for that. And we did get Expert Belt. We didn't go Life Orb because I didn't want longevity on this. I didn't want, because it is switching into Zapdos a lot, so I needed a bit more longevity. Hence we went Expert Belt. And furthermore, Expert Belt can potentially bluff like a Choice Scarf or whatever, or even like a Choice Band if I get like certain rolls where it's going over because of the Expert Belt and he thinks I'm banded or something. So yeah, it could pay off. And of course the EVs. So we outspeed Mega Heracross, not regular Heracross, but Mega Heracross, yes. The max special attack just to hit Alomo Mola like really hard with Freeze Dry, and then the rest in attack. So yeah, next up we have a Tornadus, and yeah, I mean, because Gramble couldn't really check Mega Heracross, my plan kind of went wonky because I really thought it would, but then I saw Smart Strike, and so I just decided that okay, I'll check Dragapult with Licky Licky, but then with Mega Heracross I'm gonna have to check it like offensively because I can't switch into it, so I have to check it offensively with like Revenge Killers or whatever. And that's what Tornadus did. Tornadus is like a soft switch into Mega Heracross, obviously resisting its stabs, Bullet Seed, and all that. So it's like a soft switch in. Obviously, if you rock blasts, I'm fucked. But otherwise, it is there as like a deterrent and something that can revenge kill and 1-hit KO, or just be like a soft switch in and be there with Regenerator as well. Yeah, I mean generally like this set as well, like it's a bit of a pivot switch with Regenerator. I can kind of pivot around things. And the set itself does like a lot of work. So we got a Nasty Plot Air Slash, which hits like everything, and then Icy Wind for Zapdos at +2. I think it KOs after rocks, depending on the spread. Obviously, if he's spread F, it's going to be different. And then we have a Superpower for Blissey, so we don't get hard wall by that. And yeah, I mean the only real thing I can see is that Bronzong, but everything else kind of like falls to +2 Tornadus. So yeah, I mean we went air Slash over Hurricane because that's me in draft. I like to rely on the reliable moves rather than missing. Because like, you know, if I miss a Hurricane in the battle, then I can't really blame anyone because like, I literally chose to take that risk in team building. So yeah. And obviously air Slash still did what I needed it to do, like it still won it KOs, Heracross and all that stuff. So yeah, whatever. Yeah, the spread. So yeah, our speeds are Modest Alakazam. Modest Alakazam reaches 339, Teambuild reaches 372. So I knew he would bring Modest because if you look at my team, Zam is slower than Coco, it's slower than Tornadus, but then faster than everything else. And with Modest, it's still faster than everything else. So I knew he's going to bring Modest. So that's why I just outspeed Modest Zam. I didn't bother outspeeding Timid Zam. So yeah, that's what this does. 343 max special attack and the rest in HP to reach a Life Orb number. 329. Yeah, so next up we have Coco. Now Coco's main role is kind of like similar to Tornadus in that like it's there to be a revenge killer, it's there to like revenge his threats, outspeed them, blah blah blah. But also, you know, this particular set like destroys him. Like if you just look at it, like I have a substitute and I can sub on like Alomo Mola, I can sub on like so many different things. And once I'm behind the sub, like it's kind of game over for him. We got sub roost for a bit more longevity. I can see like situation against Alomo Mola where I can avoid the toxic and all that. And obviously he can't break my sub. And then we have Thunderbolt and Close Combat. So obviously we do get walled by Dragapult with this set, but not really. Thunderbolt we still do a lot. But I didn't really care about Gleam because I just thought like I'm not going to stay in against Dragapult, even behind the sub, because he has that ability in Infiltrator. So the only situation in which I was hitting Dragapult is like this weird predict where like I thought it's coming in and I'm going to use Gleam, but I just thought that's way too situational. I'd rather use Sub Roost instead. So yeah, Bolt like hits like Heracross and everything else. And then Close Combat, obviously, 1-hit KOs the immunity that X guy is immune to Bolt, but close combat would want to KO that. Close combat would hit Blissey very, very hard, probably like 80%. You know, you want to KO Hand Doom and all that shit. But yeah, this set just looks like it just puts in a lot of work. This EV spread, so we got max special attack, outspeed Modest Zam at 340, and then the rest in attack for just a bit more oomph to hit Blissey a bit more harder. Now the reason he's 343 rather than 340 is I don't really know. I actually don't know. I think I should have just done that. But yeah, I don't know, probably a mistake. Oh well. Next up we have Mega Sizzle. So Mega Sizzle is quite important here. It's a hard stop to Mega Alakazam. Alakazam. You know, it's a pivot switch, like it's a toxic switch in from all these fat mons. They can use toxic, but being a steel type, he's immune to it. You can switch in a U-turn. It's a potential Mega Heracross lure with Aerial Ace, Technician Aerial Ace with 1 KO, and we do have the speed to at least speed tie it, so I can potentially go first. And you know, I didn't really need more bulk on this, like max HP was enough. Like it's gonna hard stop Zam regardless, because Zam can't run Hidden Power Fire now, so this is a good step to that. And also, you know, you got like Bullet Punch for like SQ in case it goes wild, and yeah. That's pretty much what Mega Sizzle did. It was just like there to not get screwed over by Zam. It's there to take Toxic, so his walls can't just spam Toxic. And it's there to kind of just like, you know, regain momentum if I lose it. And lastly, we have a Chandelure. So Chandelure doesn't really offer much, but it's just that at this point, like, you know, his team is really passive. So pretty much what I thought, yeah, I just have to check Dragapult and Heracross, then I'm sorted. But obviously, I decided to offensively check Heracross, so that's him covered. And with Dragapult, I got Licky. So at this point, like, you know, there was no other like standout offensive threat. Obviously, Excadrill, I have like Sizzle, I have Taunt to Revenge Kill, I have Close Combat Coco and all that. Potential offensive Zapdos, I got Mamoswine, I've got Coco, I even got that Spadef Licky, a mixed defense, and which can just stall it out. So, you know, offensively, like, I was sorted here. So this slot was a bit luxury, and I thought Subsea and Chandelure can do a lot of work. So, you know, it can set up on Blissey, it can set up on Bronzong, it can set up on Aromatisse for sure. And, you know, once it does that, once it's behind the sub and it's got a Calm Mind up, it's kind of game over from there. You know, you Shadow Ball, Flamethrower, everything will kind of die. Yeah, the speed, so it outspeeds Mega Heracross, not regular Heracross. I think these HP, it's been time, but if I remember correctly, it was to live like a Shadow Ball from a certain range from Pulp, because, you know, behind the sub, Dragapult can still hit it because of Infiltrator. So I think my aim was to hit it, is to able to take a Shadow Ball behind the sub, so at like 75% HP, or maybe with like +1 special defense or something, but yeah, something like that, and then the rest in attack. Oh, yeah, the special attack was important as well. I think the special attack was just enough to 1-hit KO Mega Heracross without a boost, which is obviously important. Yeah, that was it. The special attack is enough to 1-hit KO Heracross. But yeah, that is it. That is the team. It's a bit wild, like we're kind of scared of Heracross. We have to offensively check it, but other than that, it's looking good. So we're gonna head right into it. Right, so here's the battle, and we're just gonna get right into it. Switch sides. Just put the music off, obviously. And yeah, so yeah, he does bring both Dragapult and Mega Heracross, so, you know, a bit scary there. Zapdos, Alomomola, Blissey, Excadrill. I mean, most of these are kind of new, are coming like hard prepared for a lot of these lot. Like, you noticed in the team builder, I wasn't talking about Houndoom or SQ much at all. And that's just because I really did not expect them to come, and as you can see, they did not come. So yeah, anyway, turn 1. So I lead Sizzle, thinking it's the safest lead because, like, kind of matches up well against everything. Well, I mean, not well, but like, it can take hits and kind of U-turn out of most things. And, you know, if he does lead Pulp and threatens the Fire Blast, I have a very nice Licky here. And if he does leave like Heat Wave Zapdos, I still got Mamoswine to switch into as well. So yeah, that's what happens. He does need extra drill, so I think I might as well gain momentum here. I'm just gonna U-turn out, and obviously knowing that he can't really damage Scizor much with Excadrill, he just switches out to Zapdos. So I U-turn out, gain the momentum. But unfortunately, I get powered here from this thing, stupid static. So turn 1 already a little hex. But yeah, turn 2, we go to our switch into this, which is Mamoswine, and I think it's a good time to get up rocks because he's bound to switch out here. He's threatened, he can't hit me hard. There's no hidden power grass or anything, hidden power's gone. So yeah, he's gonna switch out, and I think, why not just put up rocks and then start punishing his switches, especially because this is leftovers, not boots. So yeah, I get up the rocks as he switches to a Lomo Molar. So as expected, this is his primary switching to Mamoswine, but as you know, we do have Freeze Dry just for that. And here it comes, takes a nice 65 as he's shocked. Now he goes for a Toxic. And yeah, so turn 4, I don't know, maybe I could have predicted here, but the play was so obvious. Like, obviously, I'm expecting Wish Protect, so I'm thinking, okay, he Toxic to me, he's gonna protect to slow me out more. So I just go for a Freeze Dry again, not trying to play around or anything. But no, he just makes a hard switch to Blissey, which was quite surprising. But it is what it is. I only do 10% there. And yeah, here's turn 5. So, not wanting to rack up the toxic damage, which was getting like quite a lot at this point, and knowing that Blissey can kind of just like soft boil on my Earthquakes. It's got leftovers as well. And my Earthquake, I'm not Life Orb, I'm not Max Attack, so he's going to take that relatively well. So I don't want to rack up poison damage, so I just switch out while he uses Teleport and gains momentum. So here, fearing the Heat Wave, obviously I don't want my Scizor to die, it's quite important still. Fearing the Heat Wave, I just go right back to my switch into this Mamoswine. And yeah, he goes for Thunderbolt. Fair enough, but yeah, it works out for me. I'm obviously immune. And here I just go for a knockoff. So the reason for that was because it's the best mid-ground play. It's rewarding in any scenario. So if he stays in, I knock off his leftovers. That's quite nice. I can probably freeze right the next turn. If he goes to Blissey, I knock off that leftovers and hit it for decent damage. If he goes to a Lomo Molar, he's gonna die to knock plus freeze dry, and I'm gonna knock off the leftovers, so he can't get that passive recovery anymore. So I just go for knockoff, and he switches to Blissey as I get a crit. I think that was quite a lucky crit there, I can't lie, because then I made the Earthquake kill. As you can see, I Earthquake here, which kills it off. So quite a lucky crit there. So yeah, here comes the big threat. Mamoswine kills Blissey and he sends in Dragapult. So yeah, here comes the big threat, and I'm of course going to go to my dedicated counter to this, Licky, as he goes for Draco and reveals Life Orb. So I was prepared for Specs. This is Life Orb, so that makes it a lot better for me because Life Orb is not as strong, and he chips away at himself every turn. So I'm thinking that yes, this is amazing. It's just what I wanted. It's perfect. It doesn't even do half there, so I don't even have to protect. I can just go straight Wish, and yeah, he goes for a U-turn. Fair enough, gets another 20%, doing quite a bit of damage, but it's fine. We can heal that off. I use a Wish. He goes to Heracross to 1 KO me with close combat. Obviously, I do protect here to get the Wish. I do need this at full health for Dragapult. So yeah, obvious plays here. Don't really need to commentate. And now here, I'm thinking the safest play I can make is just go to Mega Scizor, because Mega Scizor is not that important here. One, he's paralyzed and is not really checking anything else. And 2, it can take 2 close combats anyway, especially because he was refusing to Mega, because he wanted to outspeed my Mamoswine and Chandelure, so he was refusing to Mega. Yeah, so I can take 2 close combats, and this is the most disposable Pokemon, so I'm going to go right to it. So here, I just U-turn out, I think. Yeah, I U-turn out rather than going for Aerial Ace, because I didn't expect him to stay in, because even if he Mega'd there, the next one wouldn't kill. It's not that big of a boost. So I thought he might be scared of taking 2 bullet punches at -1 defense, so I think he's going to switch out. That's why I U-turn. And it does work out as he switches out, and I gain momentum here. And here comes the game over. So we got a Lomo Molar in, we get Coco in, it's a free turn. I go right for sub, I can avoid Toxic, Scald, whatever. He goes to Excadrill, expecting Electric Move, expecting to be a hard counter, but I'm now behind the sub, I have close combat, and this thing just dies. He reveals Scarf here, rock slide, Scarf rock slide. So yeah, I kill it with close combat. It's dead. And then he sends in Zapdos for some reason. I think that was a pretty big misplay because he should just go to Dragapult and revenge kill me there. I don't know why he thought going to Zapdos being at 55% after rocks was the play. Like, even if it was Fizz Death, like I revealed close combat, Wild Charge would still kill with a Life Orb and Terrain Boost. So yeah, I mean, he just kind of sacks off Zapdos here. Better for me. Now he decides to go to Dragapult, and I obviously just go right back to Licky Licky. And here my best play is Toxic, so I'm not going to go for knockoff because Heracross can easily switch into that, and it's not really worth it at this point. I mean, I'd rather Toxic the Alola Mola than knockoff, and I'd rather Toxic this. I mean, of course knockoff would kill this, but you know, I wall it anyway, so Toxic was like the best play by far because he just wins in every scenario. So yeah, I go for Toxic as he goes to Heracross, and here is where it's game over because this is now poisoned. I'm just going to stall it out. I'm going to use Protect here. I'm going to rack up the poison damage. And then I just go to Tornadus. It's quite disposable. It switches into close combat. It only dies to Rock Blast. So yeah, I just go to Tornadus. And he does continue to close combat. And as you can see, I take that. He reveals Guts here. That's why I did 67 despite resisting. And here's just a free air slash for me. So yeah, he goes to Alola Mola on that air slash. Does 57. Next one's gonna kill. Done. Here comes Dragapult. I'm just thinking, might as well just retain the 6-0. So I got full health Licky Licky here. So I'm gonna go right back to it. As he goes for U-turn. Fair enough. Fair predict. And he goes for Heracross, which is now what, 21 after rocks and poison. I go for Protect, rack up that bit more damage. Goes for Rock Blast, predicting Torn now, so we did have it. And now I think, yeah, I mean, my play is to Torn. Even if Rock Blast, I don't care. I still get a 5-0, and I need Licky Licky to guarantee the win against Dragapult. Even though at this point I was 100% guaranteed because after rocks, Dragapult's at 22%, so he only has 3 hits left of Life Orb. And you know, I've got 6 months left, so there's no way he can win. But I'm just trying to get the 6-0 here. I go to Torn. Even if Rock Blast, I don't care. I go to Chandelure. I mean, you mean to Rock Blast? Oh, is that why I went to it? Oh yeah. I think that was right. I mean, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Every mon was disposable at this point. It's just kind of like let Heracross die, and then just win. So I figured because he close combated last time, and he doesn't need to Rock Blast this time because Tornadus is at 40%. So after Regenerator is at like 40, and close combat would still kill. So I thought if close combat is coming, I might as well go Chandelure. If he Rock Blast, fair enough, it's a 5-0. So yeah, he close combats. I'm immune, I live, and now we win the game. Licky Licky's gonna wall this, and it's a 6-0. As it goes for Draco, and I should just knock off. If I don't knock off, okay, yeah, I do knock off. Yeah. And yeah, that is good game. Good game to Kiho. Honestly, this week was like so weird. I did not expect to win this. I was looking at it. I saw Dragapult and Mega Heracross. I was like, damn. And then I tried counter teaming with Licky Licky, which obviously worked, but Gramble did not. So I was very scared of Mega Heracross. But you know, the way the battle went is like it's unexpected. It was just a lot easier than I thought it would be. And yeah, it ends up being a 6-0. So yeah, onwards and upwards, we're still undefeated, and we're going to go into week 6 next. So yeah, good game to Kiho. See you guys next time.